right on into our next story. All right. So this is all of the controversy with Charli and Christina Kelly. And this is according to Reality Blurb. It says, Charli Burnett defends herself after standing up for Raquel on Vanderpump Rules. Shades her and hints Convos would go differently now. Now, this is the thing. I've never been a big Charli fan. She kind of gives like try hard a little bit. You know what I mean? I never like she kind of is just like there to me. But I think what she said this episode 100% does not age well, given everything we know now. But we have to remember that she did set Raquel in her place the episode right before that. When Raquel was like, yeah, I've been talking to Allie about James and him sleeping with Lala. And she was like, yeah, that's not really your place, boo-boo. You know, what are you really doing? So hindsight's 2020, but let's get into it. Charli Burnett defended herself after standing up for Raquel on the latest episode of Vanderpump Rules. In multiple scenes, the star had her friends back at Lala and Kate as Lala and Katie went hard against her, claiming Raquel can't be trusted around men. Well, turns out they were right. And I don't even think that Lala and Katie were going that hard against Raquel. It was kind of just like, I am literally still legally married to this man. Sure, we're getting divorced. Sure, we're separated. I've known you for 5 years. You've been in my circle. You've been in my face. You've been in my house. And you have the audacity to look me in my face and tell me you want to get with my ex-husband, who's not even my ex-husband yet. Because Katie Maloney's mom was like, they're not even legally divorced yet, you know? And this is another thing. There's also a special place in hell for Raquel for this. She had the narcissism, the psychosis, the sociopathicness of it all, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not talking about last episode, I'm talking about the episode before. To say with a straight face that she had wanted to hook up with, and she asked Tom Schwartz to make out in front of Katie's mother. How come nobody's talking about that psychoness? It's one thing to be as diabolical and narcissistic and just totally gross, like girl to girl, woman to woman. But when you have the audacity to say that in front of somebody's mother, that's a whole different level. And she had no level of remorse, no level of like shame or guilt or anything. You know what I mean? She just said it like, yeah, you know, Tom is short and I asked him to make out. And then that's when the mom was like, well, I'm going to step in, you know, as Mama Bear here. I would have been mortified if I was in the situation where I was sitting across from someone who I had known for 5 years, been in their house, broke bread with them, eaten with them, traveled with them, you know, and they are going through a divorce and their mother is sitting right there. And I had to say that I had the audacity to try and get with this man. I would be mortified. I would feel disgusted with myself. I would feel mortified. I would be embarrassed. I wouldn't even say it. I would be like, you know what? I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I had a lapse in judgment. I don't know. Maybe I was blacked out. You know what I mean? Like, I would have been like, I wasn't myself. Did I drink a lot that day? I don't know. I was having an episode. I had a migraine, blood sugar. I don't know. I got diabetes. Like, I would have been saying everything to not be so mortified at that behavior. Because at the end of the day, regardless of what Raquel's relationship to Katie was, you need to have a level of self-respect. Respect yourself enough, Raquel, to not be this weird dingbat pass-around chick. Respect yourself enough. Because no matter what the situation is with Tom and Katie, at the end of the day, you're the one looking crazy as hell. Respect yourself enough not to be that chick. I would have been mortified. I wouldn't have said the words out of my mouth if somebody's mother was sitting there. And Raquel had no she didn't care. She had no type of anything. Disgusting. All right, that was a side note. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. Many fans believe Lala and Katie's statements were prophetic, considering the recent scandal involving Raquel's reported affair with Tom Sandoval amid his relationship with castmate Ariana Madix. Viewers watched the episode through the lens of the scandal, and many of them attacked Charli for her defense of Raquel. After the episode aired, Charli took to Twitter and addressed the controversial scenes. "Oh, wow. Would these convos go differently now?" wrote the star, shared by @Queens of bravotv. She went on to say, "I hate when people aren't honest to be honest. I feel incredibly silly on some things, Avi, knowing what I know now. I can take the accountability on my end always." Charli continued, "But what I won't apologize for is always being a good and honest girls. Even I feel like dumb for believing someone. I pride myself always on being a good friend," she added, "especially to the women around me. I am only responsible for my words and actions if they ever hurt anyone." As of now, Raquel appears to be radioactive as more and more friends continue to drop her. Has Charli joined the pack? Perhaps her current stance will be addressed on the upcoming reunion. Well, Charli already joined the pack because she already unfollowed Raquel when everything broke, right? And she was saying how nobody deserves that gut punch. And she was getting into the little heated argument with Raquel's sister when they were lying on Sheena about all that stuff, about the punch. Now, this is the thing. A couple of things. Number one, I don't know why Charli's on the show. I think Charli is on the show as a filler. Like when they need to have certain conversations that move certain stories, they'll be like, "Raquel, go talk to Charli while folding napkins," to just like fill in the pieces. "Raquel, go on a hike at Runyon Canyon with Katie," to fill in the pieces. She's just kind of filler. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know what's going on in her life. She's not in a lot of scenes. She's kind of just a filler person to move the story along, if that makes sense. And then she comes to Vegas, and obviously she's on Lala's side. Now, this is the thing, Charli. You're literally just sort of like tofu. You're just there and you observe what's going on. I'm not even coming at you, Charli, at all. I'm really not. But I'm more concerned with what you said about Christina Kelly than you defending Lala. Than you defending Raquel, because we all have the wherewithal to understand that in the moment, obviously you did not know the true context of what was going on. You did not know that Raquel was smashing Sandoval, right? We didn't know that. So we're going to give you grace on that. But why were you coming for Christina Kelly? Like, oh, now she sells lip gloss like she used to be on the show. Like, first of all, Charli, what do you sell? Do you have a makeup line? Do you have a bag line? Do you have anything going on that we can talk about? So instead of getting on the show and using your 5 minutes, not even 15, but 5, and trying to take down another woman in her business who literally has never even uttered your name. I don't think Christina Kelly even knows what your name is, boo-boo. And try and take down her business. Why don't you take that energy and start your own business? Where's your lip line? Where's your hat collection? Where's your 3-wick candle? Start your own stuff. Where's your cocktail book? That's what always gets me. When people get on these shows and they have a little bit of time and they spend their time tearing other people down. Like, for example, if that was me and I was on Vanderpump Rules and I was on there for my little 5 minutes, I would be like, "Oh, you guys, I got a book, I got a podcast, I got horses, I got this, blah, 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 blah." The last thing you would catch me doing would be spending my precious airtime tearing down another woman who doesn't even show me dust. Christina Kelly doesn't pay you dust, Charli. What was the smoke for? Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Not to bring it back to Lisa Rinna, but all roads lead to Beverly Hills. It's the same exact thing. Lisa Rinna, you had your little time. In Aspen, instead of promoting your Rinna wines, what did you do? You spent your little time trying to take down Kathy and her tequila. Turns out your little shenanigan your little whatever the hell you were doing in Aspen, made her tequila blow up. Casa de Sol. Now everybody's talking about Casa de Sol. Where can you get it? Blah, 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 blah. So you used your airtime to tear somebody down rather than promoting what you actually have going on. So miss me with that one, Miss Charli. But I will give you a pass for the Raquel stuff because you didn't know the context of everything going on. However, you still was on the losing team. It was still the wrong road. Whether you knew she was cheating with Tom Sandoval or not, Raquel's behavior was whack as hell. It was whack. Saying she wants to hook up with Tom Schwartz. All this, that, and the third. Now, the other things, I am going to play devil's advocate on this one because I'm going to play devil's advocate on this one. I didn't personally think there was anything wrong with Raquel's little nightlight. I actually thought it was really cute. I didn't think it was anything wrong with Raquel getting, wasty face and making out. I didn't think there was anything wrong with Raquel being, super drunk and eating the leftovers and laughing. Nothing wrong with that. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. What killed the vibe, though, I think was the competition over Oliver between Lala and Raquel. And again, this might be an unpopular opinion. Don't come at me, guys. We can agree to disagree. But I actually have to give a point to Raquel on this. I do like Lala, but the reason why I'm giving a point to Raquel on this, if I'm being honest, I do think Lala felt some type of way because Oliver picked Raquel over her. I do. Do I think that was the foundation? Do I think that was the crux of the beef? Absolutely not. Raquel and Lala have been beefing forever. Pretty much since James was like, this is my new girlfriend, Lala had a problem. Raquel had a problem. Their beef is systemic and it goes on back 5 or 6 years, however long they've been together and all of that stuff. But do I think that there was a part of Lala that felt some type of way? 100%. 100%. It's human nature. Two women, two beautiful women, and there's a hot guy and they both are interested in them. And then the guy picks one over the other. I don't care who you are, insert whoever you are, you're going to feel a type of way about that. You're going to feel a type of way. But I don't think that negates the fact that Raquel was moving very sloppily and moving very messy. Do you see what I'm saying? I think both things can be true. I do think that Raquel could have been moving really messy and sloppy and was making it a competition. And I also think that Lala could have felt some type of way because Oliver made out with Raquel instead of her. That's just human nature. If me and my friend were into a guy, I may not want to marry the guy and like fall in love, but if we're both into him and we're out and it's fun and he's more into her and makes out with her, I might feel a little like, oh, okay. I'm going to feel a little like, a little slighted, not in a deep, serious way. It's not that deep, but it's human nature. So I'll give her a point for that one. They were messy as hell, though, leaving Vegas and go into the Mondrian. Also, they made really good time. I want to know production, how they cut this up, because Vegas is about 4 hours from LA. They made really good time. I guess if they left that morning and they drove, that morning to the early afternoon, and then that night they went and met them, sure, I'll give it to them that everything was that everything was being filmed the same day of, I guess. But they made really good time. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. Made really good time. But, ooh. But yeah. Okay. Now let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. So put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. Instagram at Candy Canes. We got one more story, and then I'm opening it up to questions and comments, all right? So put it down below. What do you think about this? Do you think, okay, Charli, we're going to give you a little bit of grace because you didn't know the full picture, but at the same time, like, you kind of need to stay in your lane, boo-boo. You're a filler character. You don't need to be going after Christina Kelly. She didn't send for you, so don't come for her. Get your own makeup line going so you don't have to hate on another woman's hustle. You know, Christina Kelly honestly is really sweet, really nice, and she foreshadowed everything. She called Raquel out from jump. And I'll tell you why too. Another reason why Christina Kelly called out Raquel is because Christina Kelly is also really, really good friends with Stassi. Super, 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 super close. Stassi, and I know she's problematic, which really breaks my heart because I actually really love Stassi, but I just can't get over the faith thing. We don't need to get into it. We don't need to go all the way down to hell. It breaks my heart though. Anyway, let's keep going. So Christina Kelly is really, really, really good friends with Stassi. Stassi, from day one, had Raquel's number. She also never really trusted her. So I get why Christina Kelly had that same viewpoint about Raquel because her and Stassi shared that viewpoint. Now, where I think Katie Maloney got blinded is with her contempt for Sheena. I think she let her contempt from Sheena trump her logic, right? Just like Christina Kelly said, you're giving Sheena too much credit on this. Raquel is a grown woman. At this point, she's 28 years old. She's a grown woman making these choices and moving grimy the way she's moving. And to be perfectly honest, who is actually listening to Sheena Shea? Sheena Shea is not controlling anybody. Sheena Shea is nobody's puppet master. Raquel was doing what Raquel wanted to do. And to make even this point even stronger, remember a couple episodes ago when they were at Tom Short's apartment and it was Sheena and Brock and Raquel and Tom? And even Tom said to Raquel, hey, you know what? Maybe we need to kind of cool down and lay off of like the flirtation a little bit. Like even Tom was being like, you know what? This little stick that we're doing, this little cover up, it's getting out of hand. Like let's maybe, a little bit. And Raquel was like, no, it doesn't mean anything. We can have fun, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's Raquel. She's a grown-ass woman. You can't blame Sheena for the things she's doing. But I do think Katie's contempt for Sheena blinded her to what was actually going on in front of her face. Okay? 100%. All right, you guys. Now, here we go. All right, before we go to our next story, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because the key is always better with community. And check out the description box down below and join our newsletter. It is 100% for free. You get self-care and self-love and wellness content. So with that, let's move on